Finally, on this episode of Day Unfiltered, we will be finalizing the discussion on
by a military regime. That, to a large extent, the reason adduced for that by the military regime at that time was that the regime wanted to liberate the political parties. So all of these are the ideal functions of political parties. People also ask the questions, how are political parties funded and how should they be funded? We have had examples in Nigeria, for example, and we can also cite examples from around the world where membership dues, special donations by members and so on and so forth are the main sources. Sale of political parties, emblems, political parties, flyers in form of memorabilia, in form of souvenirs and the rest are sold to generate funds for political parties. I've mentioned that members also pay dues, registration dues, annual dues, membership dues, and so on and so forth. And there are also special donations, particularly from those who are benefited one way or the other. In Nigeria, we have had the experience where political parties were funded by a military regime. That, to a large extent, the reason adduced for that by the military regime at that time was that the regime wanted to liberate the political parties from the hijack by money bags who would take ownership of the political parties because they are the big spenders for the political parties. Even at that, when the major source of funding for political parties, the SDP and NRC, was the support granted by the military regime at that point in time, it's on record that there were money bags who used the opportunity, leveraged on the opportunity of being wealthy, super wealthy, to further finance their political parties. There is no particular pattern or particular model for funding or financing the activities of political parties that is without its own demerits, and there is none without its own merits. One other thing that people discuss or people mention about political parties is how often people defect or how people move from one political party in Nigeria to another. Ideologically, I said that earlier on because it's very fluid. It's easy for members of political parties to move from time to time. Again, there is a school of thought that argued that should be discouraged. But discouraging people from moving from one political party to another is also in a way curtailing their freedom of association. The Constitution of Nigeria and democracy recognizes freedom of association. I think there are regulations that, if well followed diligently in Nigeria, should be able to address defection from political parties. I think there is a new regulation that says that if you contest the primary of a political party and you lose, you are today restricted from moving to another political party. If you want to move, there is a timeline, there is a time frame that within which you can move or you can defect. But to say that people should not defect from one political party to other, in my own opinion, is like restricting or like taking away their freedom of association, which is recognized by the Constitution of Nigeria and the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria amended. People also question the rationale behind somebody who has been elected on the platform of a political party, possibly to the National Assembly or as a state governor after election, moving from the party. There have been cases where such have been found to violate regulations in Nigeria. The whole ticket of an elected governor and his deputy has been overturned, and the next political party during the election was sworn in as the governor. I think that happened in Zamfara State, where the PDP took over from the APC candidate who had already been sworn in. We've had cases of members of political parties who are elected into the National Assembly who defected, who have been made to lose their seats. So to a large extent, what am I trying to say? It is important to have regulations, and it is important to ensure that these regulations are followed to the letter as much as possible. But to place a blanket ban on people defecting from one political party to another will be too restrictive, and that should not be encouraged. That's not the way to go. Political parties are organizations, associations that people join voluntarily. So if they want to move for good reasons, there are provisions which make it very clear that if there is a crisis. People have also raised the concern that if there are intra party squabbles, they should be treated as family affairs, and the court should not be involved. I stand to disagree with this, because I think the courts of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria, for example, have the statutory rights and have the responsibility to wade in, to intervene, particularly by interpreting the law at every point that this is necessary to be done. Because if the political parties can do it through their internal mechanisms, it wouldn't have degenerated it wouldn't have come into the open in the first instance. So once it is in the open, it cannot anymore be regarded as a family affair. It has become a subject of concern for public concern, and the court should be made to intervene as much as possible. I would like to say that we are in this together. We are trying to use this to advance knowledge, to share thoughts, and to reduce the level of lack of information and lack of knowledge that is out there. And maybe by doing this and by liking it, by sharing this, by making comments, we will reduce the level of negativity outside there in Nigeria. We should remain positive in our thinking, because it is through that we can make Nigeria, the political landscape in Nigeria, a lot better. The better it is for every one of us, the improved it is for every one of us, the better. We cannot sit on the fence. We must be part of it. If we are not part of political parties as members or as gladiators, we should be concerned on how our society is governed. So we must be out there asking questions or providing answers as to what political parties have done correctly or what they can do to improve.